Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh my God. So I've been watching Earth Cam of the French Quarter. Okay. So I've been watching this for like the last hour or so. And then Black Cat Music went live. And I shared his link on my community tab. He's given us an update on his 26-year-old son who volunteered to fight in the Ukraine, and he's in the 28th magnetized brigade. Oh my God, brigade, that is special forces. So, and he was moved this morning to the front line. So he is right on the front line. So I shared his post. Um, I would like for you guys after this live to go over and listen to what Black Hat had to say, and keep his son in your prayers. Please, 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 please. This young man volunteered to go over. He wasn't, he signed up online and he's gone over there. So we were spoiled the first few years by Heidi. Love her lives. Hi, Marcia E. Hi, Chantel. Hi, Mari. Drea, good morning. Um, Irish Jazz, good morning and happy Sunday to you. So I was looking at this and I want to show you guys, and the reason I have it up here is because this cam has been going for like 18 hours now, right? So this was like this was Saturday night. This is in the French Quarter. You'll see all the stuff, and then you'll see how everything is thinning out, okay? And then you say they moved the brigades, okay, the blocks, because people live out here. So they open up the street. Now the street's dirty, but you're gonna see how they clean these streets up. Look at that. So this is in the wee hours of the morning in the French Quarter. And then this is the morning time in the French Quarter. And the reason I was looking for that is because I watched Thousand Pound Sisters, and I knew what hotel they were at. They were at the Hotel Mignon. That's where a friend of mine got married at. So I watched Thousand Pound Sisters, and I got caught up on all of that. So, but this is the French Quarter. This is how the French Quarter look when there's nobody out there. So this is New Orleans. This is what's going on there. But I saw this street guy who was digging in trash cans. Hold on. I want to see because there was a white Jeep there. Okay, hold on. There's the National Guard. When I told you guys when I was down there, hi Black Cat. Good morning and thank you for the live. I shared it on my community tab so people can go watch it. I told you guys when I was down there a few weeks back, I saw the National Guard in the French Quarter. And I don't, these are not the same people that I saw. It was like five of them, and it was two young girls. They were short, and three guys. So, but the National Guard is in the French Quarter. I'm trying to find, see, they're cleaning the streets and everything. I'm trying to find where that guy was digging in the trash can because there's a white Jeep that's on this street right here. And I'm trying to see. I told you guys I've been watching this. Maybe I need to go back some. But we're going to talk about this Epstein stuff and Pizzagate because I've been digging. This is a rabbit hole. Oh my God. So I went to the website, right? I'm trying to find this. Anyway, I can't find it. I think I have, it should be, oh, there it is. So there's the white Jeep. Where's the guy that was digging in a trash can? Hold on. There's the white Jeep. There's a guy that's going to come across. He's checking in the bins and stuff. All of those are emptied out. So there is no food or nothing in there. I turned the sound off because you can hear people's conversations and everything else. And so, but this is how the French Quarter look. It's clean right now. No one's out there right now. And tonight, especially Sunday night, it's going to be packed again. But this is how the French Quarter looks. So this is an Earth Cam live. Earth Cam live. Good morning, George. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. Okay, but I wanted you guys to see that, to see what it looks like. Oh my God. Shy was just another drunk trying to fight everyone. Yes. So I was looking for the street cam video of Shia LaBeouf. Now, he got arrested in New Orleans doing Mardi Gras, but I also found that the police had been called to his home so many times for domestic violence. Good morning, sweet potato, the sweetest potato, as George says. But yes, I found that he's a little short. Somebody want to be out there fighting people. Um, I need to find. Let me see. Can I find that? He was out there fighting in the French. I'm like, man, you lost your mind. Hold on. Mardi Gras fight. I have it. So if you guys haven't seen it, uh, see, I don't know if I can. Hold on. All right. All right. So let's look at Shane LaBeouf real quick. Here we go.
Shy is headbutting and getting slammed to the ground. TMZ with the videos, the actor sitting in an ambulance after a bar fight, nursing his wounds. It's reported he was thrown out for aggressive behavior, and as they attempted to eject him, he hit one man several times with closed fists. He was later charged with 2 counts of simple battery. Shy was later sent to the hospital for unknown injuries.
He is so short.
Release, he ran back to the party. He's been spotted all around the city since last Thursday, drinking and shirtless. The Transformers star has been going through a lot of turmoil. It was recently revealed that he quietly split from his wife, Mia Goth, a year ago. TMZ reports she's, quote, concerned about his behavior. They share a daughter together.
So
they've
had domestic violence all through their marriage. Well, courtship, date, marriage, whatever. So I was like, oh my God, he is so short. And you want to go out there and act a fool on in the French Quarter. So when I was out there were 3 guys walking, and one guy was so drunk they were trying to. I have the video, but I don't know if I just saw the other National Guard, so I probably can't share it. They were dragging him. He was punching his friend in the face because he was trying to get him off the streets before the cops got to him. When I say dragging, I mean they were dragging him down the street. Then he fell, got away from him, stumbled into that trash bin. Well, not that one, but the bin like I was showing you, went boom right into it. And I was like, oh my God. And yeah, they were trying to get him off the damn street. So we were talking about Epstein yesterday. We were talking, well, not yesterday, Friday. We were talking about Prince Andrew. Um, we were talking about, I didn't get a chance to discuss Hugh Hefner. We were talking about the Zorro rent. So I started looking through the Epstein files. Okay. Now, but we were talking about Pizzagate first. Let me just close out Pizzagate. So we were talking about all these conspiracy theories about the Pizzagate and what the toppings meant, and the fact that when we heard Diddy's phone call, he was saying, get rid of all the pizza boxes. And I'm like, what the fuck? And that was code for kids. Now, when all of this stuff started happening, and they're talking about 2016, but it was happening way before 2016. There was a man in Salisbury, North Carolina, who got obsessed with the fact that children were being harmed. Okay. So he went to Washington, D.C. He drove 350 miles from his home in Salisbury, North Carolina, with a Colt revolver, an AR 15 assault rifle, and a shotgun. Okay. Um, Around 3 o'clock, he went into the pizza place. And the kids went there playing ping pong and everything else. He locked the doors and tried to, well, it's 100, but see, but they're trying to say that it's that it was a conspiracy theory, and it's not, because this man went there to try to protect these kids. He thought that they were being abused in this closet, but the closet was nothing but a computer closet. He walked outside, turned himself in. He held all these people in this restaurant hostage. So in June of 2017, he was sentenced to 4 years in prison. And he had federal arms charges, but he was released in May of 2020. So they're saying that it was conspiracy theories. I don't think so, because this organization called QAnon, or is it QAnon? They started putting up this stuff on 4chan, and it's a website, and they were saying that the Clintons were involved with this. It was called, was it Comet Ping Pong, and that it was a global pedophile ring. Now I'm going to show you the files. It's so many of them, we won't get through them today. But I picked out a few that I wanted to share with you on Bill Clinton. I picked out a few that I want to share with you on Ghislaine Maxwell. Um, we have Jeffrey Epstein's deposition that he did. So, but 4chan used to be a hack site. No idea if it's. Oh, Chantel, you knew about 4chan. So they were saying that somebody named Alex Jones, hold on, make sure that's right. Alex Jones promoted this Pizzagate conspiracy and other conspiracy theories. And he was a follower of QAnon. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. Because I remember Christy Teigen was talking about, but I'm going to show you where there are text messages between Jeffrey Epstein, and the person is redacted, telling him his pizza was yummy. Okay? His pizza was yummy. These are emails. So I do not believe that this is a conspiracy theory. So it took QAnon about 3 years, and they started gaining a lot of followers. And in not only around the world, but in Congress as well. So that's when in 2020, we had two candidates who espoused QAnon beliefs, which was Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is a staunch Republican, and Lauren Robert of Colorado. They were elected to the House of Representatives. They are staunch believers in Pizzagate. Okay. And then they're saying that January 6th of 2021, that conspiracy theory impacted what happened at the insurrection. That's what they're trying to tie together now. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to tie that with an insurrection when and then we had I think his name is Jacob Chansley. He was the QAnon shaman, and he was That was the guy you saw on the floor in the US Senate who was bare chested and he had the spear and the hornet helmet. That was him. So they're saying that that conspiracy was part of the insurrection that happened. And thank you, Cosmic Crazy. It's not fake. Because I remember when Christy Teigen, I stopped following her after I started hearing about this Pizzagate shit and how she was involved with all of these young kids and stuff. Then when she was with John Legend, well, they're still together, I started looking at her side eye. Like, okay, so is he involved with all of these kids as well? See, it makes me nervous when you have people that are said to be involved in this kind of stuff and then they have their own kids. So, um, but they're saying that Hillary Clinton and John Podesta were running this ring out of Comet, which was the pizza place. And that's when what Hillary Clinton was running in 2016. They're saying that John Podesta and Hillary Clinton and other Democrats were running a pedophile ring. But I remember hearing about Pizzagate long before 2016. At that time, Christy Teigen wasn't even married to John Legend at the time. So they were saying, so here's what some of the stuff they were saying. If you mention of pizza and hot dogs, cheese pizza or CP users insisted the code words for child. You know, a theory snowballed, and they said through Reddit. Through Reddit, they asked in one of the messages I'm going to show you in the FBI files. What time do you want to get pizza and grape soda tomorrow? And this is from Epstein. This was in Epstein's files, and I found it. And oh, there it is right here. It says 2015 subject line reads, "Your pizza is yummy." I'm telling you, it's in the Epstein files. They said, "This is better than a Chinese cookie. Let's go for pizza and grape soda again. No one else can understand." And it's redacted. The person's name that sent it is redacted. So I just had to bring, because I'm digging. I'm digging because I do believe there's a lot going on here with this Pizzagate shit. Cosmic Crazy, please do. Please do. Because I am digging and digging and digging. And I find all of this to be truly, truly fascinating. So let me show you where I'm going and where I'm getting my information from. Okay. This is justice.gov/Epstein. Okay. This is where I'm getting this from. So right here, well, I don't know if I want to do this one first or not. But then if you go, hold on, let me just back out. Let me back out. So if you come here and you see U.S. Department of Justice, yes, I'm over 18. Okay. Oh, Drea, do you think so? Okay. So I typed in Prince Andrew, right? But I wanted to look at Bill Clinton first. Okay. So I typed in. Now, if you know the document numbers, it'll be easier. I typed in Bill Clinton. All of this pulls up on Bill Clinton, lots of pages, right? So then I said, okay, I want to go. So they were talking about the emails. So I went here. Now, this email goes on and on and on and on. So they're saying, I know the former President Bill Clinton 33 trips, took 32 plane trips with Jeffrey Epstein Island. Is there any reason why he is not being interviewed and charged? See, they didn't take this out. Andy K. Okay? You see this, right? This was in 2020. So then we come down again. Oh, hold on. And then they're talking about his pilot. Hold on. 32 plane trips. Um, let's look at, I think this is the one too. So now they're starting to redact all of this, okay? They're taking out the names, but you notice they left Andy K's name in there before. This one says, Dear Blank, I'm sorry I don't have the correct contact address. Could you forward this please to Mr. Berman? I have information about a sexual predator who was a pilot for Bill Clinton. He may or may not be involved in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal, but I believe his flight manifest and lifestyle deserves a closer look. I'm one of these abandoned children and can say that this profile fits that of someone who could assist your inquiries, which is spelled incorrectly, and maybe with personal involvement. He shows strong indications of being a sociopath, and his son, all redacted out, all redacted out. Okay, so I was looking at all of this. So these emails go on and on and on and on and on. So then when I go to data set, I think it's 11 right here. This one is talking about a dinner with Bill Clinton, 2 underage girls, and 4 Russian women who were offered to Bill Clinton for sex. Okay, now Alan, I think it's Alan Dershowitz, is the one, yep, Alan Dershowitz is the one who was called in to give this information. Okay, and I'm sitting here going, are you fucking kidding me? So if I go down here to 204, I was reading all of this and I took notes and page numbers and everything. So 204 is the page number. And you guys, I mean, seriously, you can go and look at this stuff and read it yourself. Yaslin is in Quebec. I thought Yaslin was in Texas at a club fed. So page 204. Okay. So they said that now they're questioning Alan Dershowitz. Did you state during the same interview that Bill Clinton interviewed? She has said that Bill Clinton was with her at an orgy on Jeffrey's Island. I did state that, yes. Was that statement intended as fact, opinion, or was it intended as rhetorical? Mr. Scott said, do you understand the question? Hey, teacher. Alan Dershowitz says, yes, I do. It was a statement based on what I believed were the facts at the time, he said. Various newspapers and blogs had placed Bill Clinton on, quote, Orgy Island in the presence of Jeffrey Epstein when there were orgies. And at the time, I made that statement. I had a belief that she had accused Bill Clinton of participating or being part of an observer or a witness or participant in the orgies of what was called Jeffrey Epstein's Orgy Island. Now, they've been knowing about this for years. Now, let's not forget, Jeffrey Epstein was convicted in Florida in 2008. He pleaded guilty to state charges of procuring a child for prostitution and soliciting a prostitute. Now, as part of that plea deal, he served only 13 months in county jail. He had an extensive work release program, and he was required to register as a sex offender. So my question is, you knew this man was convicted in Florida. Then the state of, now this is the state of New York that's going after him. Thank you, Barbara. So, hi, crazy cat mama. Wait a minute. What did George say? See, I'm trying to go through my notes. What did George say? Damn it, damn it, damn it. Hi, crazy cat mama. So he's saying he believed all of this was true because of what he read. But he's testifying and he's making these statements. See, that's why you can't just do that. You can't be making third party references. So he said at that time, it was his belief, his honest belief at that time, and I made that statement. And so here's the question. Yes, sir. And what I want to know is what source of the honest belief was. Identify any source that attributed to, blah, 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 the statement that Bill Clinton was with her. And they redacted her name here at the orgy on Jeffrey Island. Okay. And it goes on to say he had declared Bill Clinton had almost certainly never been on that island. She then made a firm statement that she, not her name, which was a blank, which was a perjurous statement. Okay, a firm perjury statement saying that although Bill Clinton had been with her on the island and had dinner with her, the perjurious statement was that Bill Clinton had been on the island with her. But so he was on the island, but not with her. He was there, he had dinner. The lie was that she described in great detail a dinner with Bill Clinton, two underage Russian women who were offered to Bill for sex, but that Bill turned down. Now, I had found a picture, oh damn, of Bill Clinton with this young girl with his arms just like on her ass. He's sitting in a chair, she's sitting there. Okay. So she then put in an affidavit that although she had seen Bill Clinton on that island, she then stated that she had not had sex with Bill Clinton. So she lied and said she did. Then she says, oh, no, I didn't. Do we believe that she was paid off? Do we believe that, Hillary and her goons went after her? She couldn't get to Monica. So we don't know. So to my knowledge, Ellen is saying that was the first time she stated that she had not had sex with Bill. She had certainly implied, or at least some of the media had inferred from her statements, that she may well have observed Bill Clinton in a sexual compromising position. So we got to remember all of this stuff. Now, we knew about all of this. All of this stuff. This is 2015. Okay, 2015. So I went there. So I looked at that and I was looking at other stuff for Bill Clinton. Okay. Then I went to, wait a minute, 9140. Is this the one? Yep, 9140. Data set 9140. So this is when I was talking about the sexual predator. You notice how they're redacting all of this stuff. I wrote all of this down. And then we have, wait a minute. Let me go back. So then I went out. I said, okay, damn it. I said, let's look at Jeffrey Epstein. I said, I want to look at Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, Prince Andrew, right? I said, Prince Andrew. I typed in. There is more stuff for Prince Andrew. Why am I missing stuff? There was a whole lot on Prince Andrew. There was a whole lot on Prince Andrew. So we come to Prince Andrew. And you just look at all of this stuff right here. Do you think so? This is everything they've had on Andrew. So what they had asked for in an email, let me see. What is it? Data set. Let me see. 6492. Hold on. Okay, let me see. So they have all of this stuff about Prince Andrew. This is 2011. 2011. They're talking about this young girl that ran away from a rehabilitation facility when she was, I think when I saw the other document, it says 16 years old. While living on the streets in Miami, Florida, she met Ron Eppinger. Eppinger was in his 60s and owned an escort service called the Perfect 10. Eppinger recruited young Yugoslavian. Oh, this is about Virginia. This is about Virginia. Virginia Godfrey, the one that died in August of 2025, who was approached when she was 16 years old to be a traveling masseuse for Jeffrey Epstein and Yasleen Maxwell. That's her. This is about Virginia. So Eppinger was in his 60s, recruiting young Yugoslavian females between the age of 16 and 24, living with him at his 3-bedroom apartment in downtown Miami, Florida. Eppinger had a whole modeling agency that helped him recruit young females, and he was not shy about producing pornography. Eppinger frequently produced pornography of lesbian sexual activity. They knew all of this information. They knew what was going on. Everybody covered this up. Every single person. So Eppinger engaged in sexual activity with Virginia on the day they met. And the sexual activity continued through their relationship, which lasted 4 to 6 months. Eppinger was training Virginia to be an escort and referred to her as his baby. Eppinger gave a life off the streets, and she felt locked into the relationship. I think they had her caved. Eppinger gave Virginia pharmaceuticals toward the end of their relationship. This was in 2011. This is when the investigations was going on. 2011. Okay. So this is when they're going to talk about Yasleen Maxwell. Yeah, this is the one. So Eppinger was well connected in the wealthy social circles and had many famous clients. Some of the clients would take the escorts to a club or dinner before engaging in sexual activity with the women. Some clients were known to rent yachts as a place to take the women. Could we be talking about P. Diddy here too? So I didn't put his name in yet. I didn't put in Sean Combs. I didn't put his name in. But we also have Woody Allen that's in there. Okay? They have Woody Allen. So Virginia relationship with Eppinger, and I'm putting her name there because they had her as she has a dual citizenship, right? At first, I thought they were talking about Teresa, okay? But then to come out to find out, because Teresa Helm, she was approached when she was 22. And she was a student at the time, and she was living in Los Angeles. She was approached to be a traveling masseuse. She's from Ohio, but she was 22, and she has Australian permanent residency, and she is a U.S. citizen. So, but no. So when they stated that the person in this document was a U.S. citizen and had Australian permanent residency, I said, wait a minute, that's not Teresa Helm, because she was from Ohio, but when she was approached, she was living in Los Angeles. So then I go snooping, and it was Virginia that lived in Australia for a number of years. She had permanent residency, but she is a U.S. citizen. So this document is about Virginia. Yes, he married his adopted daughter. So this is about Virginia. So, but wait a minute. The ranch is mentioned in this document as well. So Virginia's relationship with Eppinger ended while she was at a private ranch in Ocala, Florida. But we're going to, so further in the document, it's going to talk about the New Mexico trip. And it says that the telephonically contacted a childhood friend. So Virginia contacted her friend from a telephone at the ranch. And she had known this person since elementary school and called him at the home telephone of his parents. She told him that she was very lonely and they took everything out. Asked her why did she not leave Eppinger. Eppinger learned of Virginia's telephone conversation, took his name out, and became very angry. Eppinger entered the recreational facility, the RV, where Virginia was staying at the ranch and yelled, "What are you doing to me?" He did not strike her, but was loud and intimidating towards her. He had someone pack her belongings and told her she was going to live with another man. Yep, Virginia married an Australian. Okay, so Eppinger sent her by limousine to a man she knew as Charlie Lanou and was the owner of the club Hot Chocolates in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Virginia felt that she was sent to Charlie Lanou as a favor, but did not know the specifics of the arrangement. Virginia engaged in sexual activity with Charlie Lanou, who was described as a white male in his 40s. So, hi, Aesops. We know all of these names. We know the people. Yeah, it gets a million times worse. So we know the names. None of these people are being prosecuted. Okay. Virginia stated Charlie Lanou was aware of her true age. She stayed with Charlie Lanou for approximately 1 to 2 weeks before the police located her and returned her to her parents. Virginia was interviewed by a male detective. Virginia parents were still married at the time and lived near Royal Palm Beach, Florida. Virginia believed there was an FBI investigation related to Eppinger and that he fled the country. She never saw Eppinger again after he transported her to Charlie Lanou. So in June of 1998 or 1999, she began working at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago Club in Palm Beach, Florida. Her father worked at Mar-a-Lago as a maintenance supervisor, and he was able to help her gain employment as a babysitter and later as a locker room attendant at the club. Virginia started studying for her GED and wanted to become a masseuse therapist. In August, Virginia was reading an anatomy massage book and was approached by Yesleen Maxwell at Mar-a-Lago. But Trump says, you know, that they were never members there and they didn't do this and he had kicked them out. But this is this is 2011. Jeffrey was convicted in 2008. Okay, Maxwell explained that she was looking for a traveling masseuse. Maxwell offered to pay her $200 per hour and help her get her masseuse accreditation. Maxwell explained that she and her companion, Jeffrey Epstein, traveled around the world. This is a convicted felon. This is a 16-year-old girl. Hi, JL. How are you? This is a 16-year-old girl. Why? Why is he allowed around kids when she's 16? He was supposed to be on a sex register. That's what he was supposed to be at. She is out here procuring girls for Jeffrey Epstein. But get this. She told her father about it. Girl, stop. She told her father about it. And her father drove her to the address in Palm Beach, Florida. Maxwell spoke with Virginia's father and told him it was a wonderful opportunity. And they met the housekeepers, Juan and Maria Elisa, also known as John and Mary. Uh, Virginia was led upstairs by Maxwell, observed numerous photographs throughout the house of young women in the nude or wearing pajamas. I mean, wearing bikinis, sorry. Some of the photographs appeared to be professional, and others were snapshots. All of the women in the photographs were beautiful and described as model types. Once upstairs in Epstein's bedroom, now I don't, her father was gone at this time. Epstein was already on the massage table, lying on his stomach face down. Epstein was nude or partially covered with the towel. Maxwell introduced Virginia to wash her hands prior to beginning the massage, and the massage began legitimately. Maxwell demonstrated to Virginia how to perform the massage techniques. During the course of the massage, Maxwell and Epstein questioned Virginia about her past, including her time as a runaway. Virginia was also asked if she took birth control. Now, you're there to do a massage. That's what you're there to do. This is what you're there to do. And you're asking this young girl if she took birth control. For what reason? Again, all of this was in 2011. He's a convicted pedo. Convicted. Yasmin was out here recruiting for him. Explain to me why none of these people that we see in all these files in their names, some of the names are not redacted. They got her to quit her job. Okay. She was in, they traveled with Epstein for initial 6 months. She traveled around the United States, the Caribbean, including California, New York, New Mexico, and various business trips. During those trips, Epstein continued to engage in sexual acts with Virginia. I saw that. 16. Well, now she said, but you're having sex. Six to 9 months after Virginia began working for Epstein, Epstein informed Virginia that she would get her first massage client. Virginia was introduced to, didn't say, a former model and her husband. And, oh, this could be John Legend. Listen to this. She would get her first massage client. Virginia was introduced to Blank, believed to be a former model, and her husband in Palm Beach, Florida. Virginia was a former Blank was a former girlfriend of Epstein's and was pregnant at the time. Well, can't be Christy Teigen. Can't be John Legend. Who was a former girlfriend of Epstein's? Who was a model? Oh, shit. I forgot to check that out. Okay. Virginia met the couple at a condominium next to the Breakers Hotel. The condominium was bought for Virginia by Epstein and was a unit that required the use of an elevator to access it. In the condominium, Blank provided a normal massage to Blank. Shortly after, Eva Lanu went to sleep in another room, and Blank provided an erotic massage to the husband, similar in nature to her activity with Epstein. Oh, it's okay. So done. Okay. Who was a former model that was Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend? And she's telling you here that Xanax helped her to go forward. She was taking Xanax. That's how she escaped from reality. The second client was an academic of some sort described as an older American male with a white beard and glasses. Epstein sent Virginia from Miami International Airport to his private island in the United States Virgin Islands by commercial airline. So, do we see a pattern here? This is the same shit that Diddy was doing. Was it Naomi Campbell? Oh, it was because it's Naomi Campbell. Oh my God. Was introduced to, yep. Oh, a former model and her husband. And she was pregnant at the time. Oh my God. Naomi Campbell. So she was sent on a commercial airline. She was picked up at the airport by Miles Alexander and then taken to the island by boat. Again, hi, Miss Sweet Tooth. Stacey Williams, a former Sports Illustrated model. Thank you, Miss Sweet Tooth, not Naomi Campbell. It was Stacey. Thank you. Oh, so why aren't these people arrested? Again, this is 2011. This was 2011. Jeffrey Epstein convicted 2008. This is 2011. Why aren't these people arrested? Why aren't these people charged to this day? So, she was picked up by Miles Alexander and taken to the island by boat. Virginia pointed out that Ghislaine Maxwell had a helicopter that she would frequently fly into United States Virgin Island. Epstein entertained the client if she was the man's girlfriend. The client was goofy and wanted to ride jet skis and participate in other island activities besides sexual activity. This is crazy. Mail on Sunday. This is crazy. So here's when we have Prince Andrew. So Sharon Churcher contacted Virginia through blah blah girlfriend and explained that she was following Jeffrey Epstein case and she wanted to talk about Epstein, Maxwell, and Prince Andrew. Churcher told Virginia that she wanted a quick story about Prince Andrew and offered Virginia a contract. Virginia agreed to the contract for her story that was paid $140,000 for the story. $10,000 when the article was printed, another $10,000 to be wired into Virginia's account in May 2011. The contract prevented Virginia from talking to any other press for a specified period. Advised that she provided Churchill with detailed information, she did not believe Churchill would publish. Again, we have all these people that know what's going on. Hi, Deborah Bess. Yes, they're covering for them. If you guys haven't watched Pam Bundy at that Senate hearing, you need to go see it. He was sweating. He done lost his title. They don't want... They're baby eaters. And Susie, I heard. Okay, I heard that they were sacrificing babies. Now, I want to see if Clive Davis' name is in here anywhere. I'm going through all of these files and the stuff that I'm finding exciting. Like, I found Jeffrey Epstein's deposition, and my dumbass, I think I wrote it down. I think I wrote the number down for Jeffrey Epstein's deposition. Um, yeah, I did write it down. So I'm gonna poke it in there. I'm gonna put it in there. She was 16 years old. Epstein promised an acting career at age 16. Met at Blue Waterfront Beach in Malibu, California. Epstein had purchased. So she was. It's all in here. It's all in here. Let me give you this one. You can go read it for yourself. Hold on. Let me drop this one here, and let's get to Epstein's deposition. So that's that link. This one, I have went through. I have found. This is disturbing. Hi, Louisiana. Hi, right, Paula. I came in your live last night. I was listening to you. Um, And when I'm laying in my woman, you go to bed. I mean, you go live late for me. But I promise I'll come up one day. I promise, I promise, I promise. I will definitely come up one day. Um, so this is the deposition. So Sharon Churcher, who is a writer. Hi, Deborah. Oh, I just spoke to you, Deborah. Thank you. She's a writer. So she's aware of all of this stuff as well. I want to know about them sacrificing babies. I want to know about all of these ritualistic things that they were doing. There were 43 victims identified. 43. And this was after he had been convicted in 2008. There is others, one with 12, 13, 14-year-old girls and him dressing up as Jesus. Oh, I'm going to go through these photos too. But that's that one that I just sent to you. And they are disturbing. So then I found Jeffrey Epstein's hold on. Let me type this one in. I think this will be his EFTA. I think this is his deposition 027 96492. I think this is his deposition. Yep, this is the deposition. So, this is Jeffrey Epstein's deposition. Once you look at the date, well, it's Yesleen Maxwell's, but this is the videotape of deposition. This is the Southern District of New York against Yesleen Maxwell. Okay, look at the date on here, 2016. Okay, what pages was I at? Page 40. Hold on, page 40. So here is them asking. So this is Jeffrey Epstein, and they're bringing a case against Yesleen Maxwell. Jeffrey is, I want you to pay attention, he's the witness. Everything is the fifth, the fifth, the fifth. So Mr. Castle asks, I disagree with your, wait a minute, hold on. How old was SG when you solicited her for sex? Jeffrey says, the fifth. How old was SG? They asked again. He pled the fifth. Isn't it true, sir, that SG was under the age of 18 when you solicited her for sex? He pleads the fifth again. So that I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So he says, sir, isn't it true that you had sex with SG at your Palm Beach mansion? Jeffrey pleads the fifth. They ask him again. He pleads the fifth. So then they asked, sir, it required logistical arrangements for AH to come to your Palm Beach mansion. True? Jeffrey pleads the fifth. Jeffrey's not giving up shit. So they're still going to come to your Palm Beach mansion for sexual. He's not giving up anything. They said right here, sir, isn't it true that Maxwell made the logistical arrangements or assisted with logistical arrangements for SG to come to your Palm Beach mansion? Jeffrey goes, the fifth. He's not talking. So then we go to page 52. I'm just like, wait a minute. So this is where they redacted out a whole bunch of stuff. They have the police, the investigators' names here, who was doing the investigation, who was talking to these people. So right here, admit if you have some faith evidence you want to put in the record, that's fine. I have Palm Beach Police Department reports here. We deposed Detective Racara, who know as well as I do that there's no evidence to suggest that Ms. Maxwell was involved with blank at all. And then Mr. Counsel, I moved to strike to speak in objection. So they're saying that she wasn't involved. It's not true. She was involved. So this is the deposition. Then they throw in Jeffrey's face. Were you aware of Yaslene's testimony? He pleads the fifth. They're asking him, following up on Ms. Maxwell's suggestion. So Yaslene is the one that told them that Jeffrey liked to have a massage before sex. Bye, Mari. And they said, so following up on Ms. Maxwell's suggestion, I'm going to ask you the same question. Was it your preference to start a massage with sex? He pleads the fifth. It is true that your preference was to start a massage with. He pleads the fifth again. Jeffrey's not giving them anything. This whole deposition was 6.5 hours. Hi, KK. And he pled the fifth. So here's the stuff about Yaslene again. Let me see. Question. And do you see questions that leads to? So would Virginia be brought on trips that were for the purpose of work and decorating the house? And he said, yes. Question. So he answered that one. Okay. And then, do you see following and immediately the answer from Ms. Maxwell? So this is them reading Yaslene's Maxwell statement into Jeffrey Epstein's deposition. So they said, and do you see following on immediately the answer from Ms. Maxwell? Like I said, I never worked with her, but you would have to ask Jeffrey what he brought her on a trip for. It was already stated that Yaslene recruited her for Mar-a-Lago, KK, hi, sweetie, and to be a masseuse for Jeffrey Epstein. Her father drove her to Epstein's house. This was in 2011. Now Yaslene is saying in 2016, well, her deposition was 2015. This was, late 2015. This is Jeffrey's deposition where they're reading in her testimony into his deposition in 2016. Okay. Now she's saying she has no idea why Virginia was brought on these trips. They're asking, was Virginia brought there for sexual purposes? Jeffrey says the fifth. Maxwell was fully aware that Virginia was in New Mexico for sexual purposes. True? Of course, Epstein's lawyer objects. Epstein says he pleads the fifth. Can you think of any other purposes which an attractive 17-year-old girl would be on your property at that time, sir? Jeffrey's attorney object. The witness, I plead the fifth. Maxwell knew there was no other purpose for Virginia being there at the time other than sex. True? Object. Witness, I plead the fifth. I'm telling you, I am into this shit. And I've gone through, so that's how I know the page numbers, because I've been reading and reading and reading. I read through this deposition, read through it. Now, I was sent this morning, so let me go take a look. What is it? EFTA, hold on. 016. I haven't seen this one yet. 016 410 70. Let's see what this is about. What is this? JP Morgan Chase, amount 83,610. Whose account? William J. Doherty, Janet Young, Private Bank Services. JP Morgan is participating in a federal deposit insurance. What is this? So these are payments that were made out? Hibernian Air Inc. Maintenance. Oh, I need to look into this. I need to definitely look into this one. Okay, I'm going to look into this one. But hold on. Let me get what I was sent, and maybe that's going to explain it a little bit more, because I was sent this morning before I went live, and I just want to share this with you before I get out of here. And then we're going to take a quick look at a video about this young girl that was talking about her being abused by Jeffrey. And hold on, let me go get my messages. Hold on. Let me see what this one is about. Come on, open up. Elaine. YouTube Shorts. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so this is the one about Pam Bondi. Okay, so let me share this one with you real quick. Share screen. Add a screen share. Okay, here we go. So this is, let's look at this.
Pam Bondi doesn't like to be called out. Meta took down my content, restricted my account. But I'll explain the picture to you that Pam fucking Bondi saw before she told you to ignore the Epstein files. The photo is in a bathroom, and there are two people in that bathroom
run deep, KK.
that we can see. There may be a third that is taking the picture. In the image, there is a young girl who is approximately 6 years old. She is clothed. However, there is a grown adult man who is also in the image, and he does not appear to be wearing clothes.
Page 92.
The little girl is facing the man's abdomen, and the man is within inches of the little girl. Her hand is up. Of course, it is redacted where his genitalia
Okay,
would
we're
be.
going to look at that page.
But the little girl's hand does appear to be in that vicinity. Again,
Scroll to page 92.
Attorney General Pam Bondi saw that image, which is not one of the ones that was deemed so terrible that they wouldn't release it. But she saw that image, which made me physically fucking ill
Oh
today.
my God.
And she said,
Hi, Susie.
there is no evidence of crimes.
What?
And the news outlets aren't covering any of this, right? It's just those of us on Instagram and TikTok and such But those motherfuckers control Instagram. And so they just take the post down. But you're not going to ignore it, right?
Nope, not going to ignore it, girl. I'm going
going
to
to
look
tell
at
you
it.
how to get to that image.
Okay, I see it right here. I have it up.
And you're going to have to go see it for yourself.
Okay, I'm going to see it.
Which you should.
Okay.
Because that is the kind of shit
Let's see.
that men like Jeffrey Epstein and Donald fucking Trump and Elon Musk, all of them, that's the kind of shit they were doing to your daughters.
Okay.
And if you don't fucking do something about it, they're gonna do it to your fucking granddaughters.
Okay. Let's go look at this page again. Thank you, girl. Okay. So we need to go to page. Hold on. We need to go to page 92. Okay. Let's get back out of here. It's not there. Guys, it's not there. Okay. Hold on. Let's see. Let me do this again. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back here again. Let me share screen. Okay, let's go to this page. Page 92. EFTA 016. I didn't see a page 92. 016 410 10. That's not the page. Oh my God. What the fuck? Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Let's go to page 92. Oh my God. Oh my God. Let's go to page 92. There's a little girl. There she is. There she is. Little girl. Do you see this? Trigger warning, trigger warning, trigger warning. God damn. God damn. What the fuck is wrong with you people? What the fuck is wrong with you people? So let me share this screen. I'm going to show you what I was looking at. So when I was doing some Google searches, okay, and I wanted to see about Bill Clinton, there's a photo right up here of Bill Clinton with a young girl. Hold on. Okay, I got to go down some. There's a picture here with Bill Clinton sitting in a chair. There we go. With Bill Clinton. Hi, Rainbow. There are all these pictures. These are the victims here. And there are pictures with him, Bill Clinton. Look at all of these. These are the victims here. There are so many pictures of him and Donald Trump, but he didn't know these people, they just, but He traveled on his plane. Look, Melania, Yasleen, Epstein. I'm telling you, this is disgusting. Now, the photos that Mari sent to me, hold on, let me go get these photos that Mari sent to me. I've gone through some of them. Well, I've gone through a lot of them, but you have to download them. And then I've already researched on one. That's why I knew he had a bunker. That's how I knew about the bunker. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? So Mari sent me some pictures, a lot of pictures that her son sent to her. And I know she's not here right now. Okay, hold on. Mari sent me this file on Epstein. Let me move this over here so we can get a better look at it. And okay, let me share my screen. Let me stop sharing this one. Share screen. This is like 7,000 photos, okay? Isn't that Bill Clinton in the pool with Yasleen? And this person is blurred out. Isn't that Bill Clinton, Yasleen Maxwell, and this person is blurred out? That tells me that it's an underage girl. Yes, there is Bill Clinton again. Isn't this Bill Clinton? Right there. Aren't these young girls in this photo here? Aren't those young girls? Yep, that's him in the pool. Thank you, Drea. Okay. Oh, girl. These are the photos. Let's see. That's Yasleen. We have. Why are you with Pooh Bear? Who is this? I haven't been ever. Oh, there's Michael Jackson looking like a fucking ghost. Who is this? I haven't been able to identify this guy right here. Isn't that Prince Andrew? Mm, look at this. Is that Yasleen? Yeah, that's Yasleen. These are all photos. 7,000 photos. I think Hillary is involved too. Oh, look at this. Chris Tucker. Do we see Chris Tucker right here? There's Chris Tucker. Who's that? Bill Clinton. Who's that? Bill Clinton. Come on. Come on. I want to know who that guy is that was sitting on this. And this is oh, look. Mick Jagger. Bill Clinton. Not saying that they had anything to do with underage girls, but okay. Chris Tucker. There he is again. Okay. These are photos that were confiscated. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, Prince Andrew wasn't arrested for pedo shit. No, he was arrested for espionage, selling country secrets. Yes, he was. Thank you, Susie. But these are photos that were confiscated. This is his private jet. Oh, what is this? What is this? Come on. What is this? These are the things that they're not showing us. Look at this. Who's that? I need to identify him. These are photos, 7,000, that they're not even showing us. They're not showing us these. Why? Why? Who's that? Who's that? Who is this? Who is that? This is the file number, so I need to find out who. Oh, it is in the DOJ files. Okay. I need to go look and trace back to these. But look, all of these people, all of these people were on that island or at that ranch. And not now he looks. Who is that? Let me start this photo. I'm gonna find out who you are. I'm gonna write that file number down. EFTA 1, 2, 3, 4, 37, 21. I'm gonna find out who that is. But look at all these people. All of them were on that island. All of them. Is this the guy she said wanted just, what she said was an older white man with a white beard that wanted to just participate in other stuff? Look at this. They're all degenerates. Look. That's the pilot. Why are these blacked out? Here are the messages. Oh, I forgot to show you, but the pizza is yummy stuff. Child prostitution. Look at this. Titled Jeffrey Epstein synopsis to document Liel's investigation in Australia to cover lead set in reference serial. Details on 3/12/2011. Miami provided an overview of caption matter and advised protect identity of victim of captioned subjects currently resides in Australia. This is Virginia. On 3/4/2011, had contacted the United States Attorney in West Palm Beach, Florida, to express willingness to provide information pertinent to caption matter. This is Virginia. This is about Virginia. Look at all of this. They knew about all of this. They knew it. Thank you. They knew about all of this. So Mari's son sent this to her, and she sent it on to me. This is shown photo unknown in her high school, Brazil, 12 years to 20 years, back to U.S., New York. Santiago, 21, back to New York, 2005. This was in 2019. 2019. This is redacted. I got to find this file. So when I see something redacted, what I do is I go look and I put in certain keywords and it'll pull up exactly what it is. That's how I knew it was Virginia and it wasn't Teresa Helm, who, because I remember Teresa testifying, she was 22. But I was like, who? I had forgot about Virginia. But yeah, this is everything that's in here. This is sad. They knew about all these people. When I read the manifest, when I was looking at the manifest with all these names on here, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They've known all of these things. All of it. And they haven't done anything. Nothing. What is the FBI doing? Nothing. They're covering this up. Pam Bondi doesn't want this out. She's sitting there not acknowledging victims. but protecting the president, protecting him and his friends. If Bill Clinton and Hillary had something to do with this, lock their ass up too. Everybody. Has anybody questioned Chris Tucker? Nope. Let's see. Would like to work at 4 p.m. if possible. Is scheduled for 5 o'clock today. So this is for Jeffrey from Redacted. They have everything. Look at all of these messages. Let's see. I'm employed by Metro PCS and have designated as custodian with responsibility. The attached records are true copies described in a legal. So they pulled his phone records. This was in 2006 in Dallas. He was convicted in 2008. He is a sexual predator. Was. Maybe still is. I don't know if he's alive or not. Some people say that's him in Israel. But you had all of this. And you did not take the people into custody. You haven't charged not one person involved in all of this. They did search warrants. When was this? 2005. Frame photo of a nude girl. Pictures in, what is this? From yellow blue room, off kitchen. Photos from office of pool. That's redacted. Photos, that's probably Bill Clinton in a pool. Phone messages book, phone messages, file folder, massages, shredded paper, orange folder, marked marriage. No, marked massage. 2 to 5 from office, but this is the one that gets me. Photo of a nude girl, a black frame photo of a nude girl. This is what they pulled from his house. This is everything they have. This is 2007. So he was convicted in 2008. 18 months. That's it. So I'm going through here, and this one, I said I pulled certain things out, but I wrote them down, but I don't have them in front of me. The ones that I wanted to show you. But I'm going through these files, and the stuff that they're covering up is fucking ridiculous. Let me drop this in the chat for you as well. You can take a look at these. That's everything that was in here. Whatever item was a scan, they got CDs. These are dildos. Loving soap sexy. What the fuck? Okay. All right, Jeffrey. Let me see. What does this one say? Should be okay, but says later the better. There's a nice big barrel of weather. Oh, big band of weather moving our way. Larry's keeping an eye on it. Jeffrey Epstein. This is sad. They had all of this information. This was from, what year is this? It doesn't, 2005. 2005. Convicted 2008. You mean to tell me after his probation, no one kept an eye on him? He spoke to the specialist about your symptoms. The doc said it's a Bratislavan virus. It is curable, but you'll have to move. It can cause impotence of the muscle, which can shorten your sex life. Yes, this is the Gene Luke. 6:20 p.m. John Luke. Isn't that the actor? John Luke? John Luke is the actor. He spoke to the specialist about your symptoms. The doc said it is a Bratislavan virus. It is curable, but you have to move. It can cause impotence of the muscle, which can shorten your sex life. Jeffrey, that's John Luke. That's the actor. Hold on. That's the actor, John Luke. Oh my God. Hold on. Let me make. That's the actor, John Luke. When I saw the name, I'm like, wait. John Luke. I'm sorry, the director. That's him. That's him. This is the guy from France. Hold on. Let me show you. Stop sharing. Let me share this screen. This is who they're talking about. He's a director from France. John Luke. I mean, not an actor. I didn't mean to say it, but I knew the name. That's him right there. That's him. Jean Luc. Jean Luc Brunel is who you saying it is? Hold on. Jean Luc Brunel. French model Scott, alleged sex trafficker. Oh, that's the guy that was in the photo with the funny eyes. I said I had to identify. He died. He died. He was going to testify against Jeffrey Epstein. Do you think they took him out? Do you think they took him out? Jean-Luc Brunel was ready to turn on a man who had been his patron and partner. The French model Scott was prepared to tell prosecutors what he knew of a Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking. He was negotiating in 2016 with his lawyers. Okay, I'm not joining this one, but I'll be able to find that information. Hold on. Do you think they took him out too? Jean-Luc. So I think they took him out. They took him out. Just like they took out Virginia. Okay, so I have that one. Okay, I have that one. I go find that. I'm going to go look him up too. But again, that's the guy who was in those photos. And I said I needed to identify him. Well, now, the one with the funny eyes. That's true. Good morning, Christoph. Oh my God. Okay, guys. So I'm going to go through these. I'm going to marry up these photos with uh with the DOJ doc numbers. Yeah, they killed him. They killed Virginia too. Allegedly. Allegedly. They did. And I'm gonna marry up these documents with John was another modeling from Elite Models. Oh, and I want to clear something up. Okay, so Life Touch Studios. I looked into that. Life Touch Studios uh, says that they had nothing. They put out a statement. They had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. That was just a rumor that was started. So that's the statement they put out. Don't know how true it is, but I'm still digging through to find out how did we get there. And there was a sketch of a little girl. I remember seeing that. And Drea said it was Madeline Kahn, and I'm going to have to go back and find it. But there was a sketch of a little girl in these photos as well. I remember seeing that. I'm going to have to go back and find it. Then I'm going to have to find the photo of Madeline Kahn. There he is right there. There he is. So I have to go back and find that. Hi, DJ Mandingo. I need to identify this guy as well. So I will go back through and marry up this stuff. I watched Lauren the Mortician, and her opinions on the photo of Epstein. Quite interesting. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to listen. Remember, everyone thought they had taken Yasmin out. She must have hid some video somewhere. Yes. They're not going to take her out because they don't know what she's left. They don't know what she has stashed or who she's given anything to. Like insurance policies. Somebody said that she's in what did they say? She was in uh Richard Branson too. God almighty. But again, Christoph, could you drop that link in the chat for me so I can go check that out? But I'm going to go through here and seriously, I've been reading and reading and reading and reading and looking up stuff and cross-referencing stuff. This is a fucking rabbit hole. She's not going to kill herself. That's why she's not testifying. They asked her to come before the Senate committee when they had Pam Bondi there, and she refuses. Christoph, can you drop that link for me so I can go take a look? There's another one of these psychics that were what is this? What is that? Huh. Okay, I'm gonna have to look and see what that is. Okay, these are some of the photos that we just look at. Feel free to spend some extra time on your feet, although the full foot massage. Okay. We're going to go through and look, but that little girl, Maxwell, ain't in prison. She's not in prison? Are you sure she's not in prison? Hold on, let me pull that up. Thank you, Crystal. Are you sure she's not in prison? His Fortnite account has been active in Israel. Drea, okay, you didn't tell me that. Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick before we get out of here. Let me stop sharing this. And this is Lauren the Mortician. I've never heard of her. Um, Let me drop her link. Hold on. This is Lauren the Mortician. Let's see what she has to say.
Jeffrey Epstein not that long ago, and at the end of that video I told you guys, if there's something I haven't seen yet, send it to me. There's new material, new interviews, new angles. I will weigh in from a mortuary science perspective if I can. And well, I was sent something that I had not seen, and I was glad it was sent. I recently watched an interview on Megyn Kelly's podcast where Jeffrey Epstein's brother appeared as a guest, and during that interview he shared autopsy photos of Jeffrey Epstein, including one of his neck area. I had never seen it before. I can't believe I've never seen it before. Why aren't we talking about this? Because when I saw it, I paused. I actually questioned if it was real, but his brother provided the photos, so they have to be real. They're real. Because I've been on real death scenes, just like Epstein's alleged cause of death. I understand what gravity does to a body. I understand what compression does to skin. And the markings on Jeffrey Epstein's body do not look textbook to me. And we are going to dive into that today. But quick note, quick disclaimer before we go any further, we are going to be talking about self-unaliving, and I cannot say the official S word on YouTube, you know, that unless you understand what led up to it. I think you need all of the alleged facts. July 6th, 2019, Jeffrey Epstein is finally arrested and taken to the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Manhattan. This isn't just a small town jail. This is a federal facility. And at this moment in time, he is one of the most high-profile inmates in the country. Every guard knows his name. Every inmate knows his charges. Every news outlet is watching. 2 weeks later, July 23rd, he's found on the floor of his cell with a strip of bedsheet around his neck. His cellmate at the time? Nicholas Tartaglione. Tartaglione. That's a good one. I don't know how to pronounce that, so Nicholas. He's a former police officer who is facing multiple murder charges. Sounds like a nice guy.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. His cellmate? I thought he was in a cell by himself. I thought he was on suicide watch. I thought they said that Jeffrey was in a cell by himself. Now they're saying he had a cellmate who is an ex police officer who was in jail for multiple murders. What? Am I crazy? Didn't they say he was on suicide watch? Didn't they say he was on suicide watch? And that meant he was in a cell by himself. What the hell? Okay.
Anyways, this is who he was sharing a cell with. The official story is that Epstein attempted to unsubscribe from Life, but Epstein says his roomie, the police officer, former police officer / murderer, attacked him. The police officer man, inmate, cellmate denies that, of course, because of course he does. And we don't really get clarity there, unfortunately. What we do know is that after that event happened, Epstein was placed on watch protocol. You know, that special kind of watch that starts with an S that I can't say on here. And this type of watch protocol in a federal facility is pretty serious. It means close observation, restrictions, monitoring. It means someone has already decided that you are at risk. But that doesn't last long for Mr. Epstein because 1 week later, he's taken off of that protocol. They're just like, he's fine now. Let's just take him off. And just like that, Jeffrey Epstein is returned to the special housing unit under one condition. He must have a cellmate, which tells you something. They still considered him at risk. He wasn't cleared as totally fine. He was cleared with supervision. So fast forward to August 9th. It's a Friday, the day before he dies. His assigned cellmate is released and no new cellmate is assigned. So now the man
I got that from, that he was in a cell by himself, but he was under suicide watch. And supposedly there were 2 guards. Remember when the news came out, what they stated? There were 2 guards that were responsible to be there and watch him 24 hours. Now I'm hearing from Lauren, the mortician, that, and she's really a mortician, I take it because she says she's been on these death scenes, that he was taken off. But he had to have a cellmate, then a cellmate was gone.
Was considered at serious self-unsubscription from Life just weeks prior, not even that long ago, is now alone. The last night that Jeffrey Epstein was alive, 2 guards were assigned to his unit, and according to federal prosecutors, they allegedly failed to conduct required 30-minute checks for about 8 hours. 8 hours in a locked facility. 8 hours in a high-profile housing unit. 8 hours where no one is physically verifying his—
Bullshit. I call bullshit on this one, okay? And I'm going to say that because I have friends that are in the towers that are assigned to bullshit. You have to make those rounds. If you're not doing your duties, oh my God. Everybody knows that my whatever, is at the facility where they house all the death row inmates, and where they have death row and high profile in the same areas. You have to do those checks like you're supposed to. There are cameras everywhere. I call bullshit on this one. I call bullshit.
Condition. Then the camera that would have captured the immediate area near his cell door, conveniently not functioning properly that night. And this is where people start saying, that's a lot of coincidences, because, right? Anyways, August 10th, around 6:30 in the morning, he is found unresponsive in his cell. CPR is initiated, he's transported to the hospital, and he's officially pronounced So now we
He
have
was
a
walking
man
around his
who
neck.
was previously on watch protocol, required to have a cellmate, left all alone, guards allegedly not checking on him for 8 hours, cameras that conveniently malfunctioned, and that's just the timeline. We haven't even looked at the body yet. Like all that, and we're not even there yet, but we're getting there right now. Because here's where the story takes a surprising turn. Jeffrey Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, is his legal next of kin, and he didn't find out from prison officials, from the medical examiner, from anybody official, really, that his brother had died. He found out from watching CNN, which is wild to me. Notifying the next of kin after a death is like death investigation
Yeah.
101. There's proper protocol, but it
Yeah,
wasn't
that's true.
done here. So Mark, feeling something is amiss, something is off, he hires Dr. Michael Baden to observe the autopsy.
You know what?
Dr. Baden.
Okay, let me stop right here. This man, Dr. Baden, I forgot. What's the other doctor's name that testified in OJ's case? These people will testify to whatever that dollar amount they give you. They are forensic experts that can be bought. Okay, Dre, I got it. Nope, something is not right here. This man will testify. And I used to like Dr. Michael, but then I started realizing he can be bought. But he can be bought. So let's hear what he had to say.
If you don't know who he isn't just some internet doctor
Nope.
with a hot take. This was really interesting to read about. He's a forensic pathologist who has been involved in some of the most high-profile cases in modern American history. He's worked on cases connected to JFK, O.J. Simpson, George Floyd, Aaron Hernandez. He's served as chief medical examiner of New York City. He has decades of experience examining bodies and testifying in court. He was there to observe the autopsy of Jeffrey Epstein, and that matters because now you don't just have the Office of Chief Medical Examiner conducting the autopsy, you have an independent forensic pathologist watching and documenting what's being found on the body in real time. And what Dr. Baden publicly said afterward is what made this story explode, because it wasn't just about the fractures. He also stated he believed the time of death for Jeffrey Epstein to be about 4:30 in the morning, roughly 2 hours before he was reportedly found. And then there were the fractures. He noted 3 fractures in Epstein's neck. Not 1, 3. The left thyroid cartilage, the right thyroid cartilage, and the hyoid bone. And he stated that in his decades of reviewing jail suspension, catch my drift, he had never seen 3 fractures like that in what was ruled a self-unaliving. Now,
So he didn't self-unalive himself. When I first heard that story about him hanging himself, I said, bullshit. I said, he got off in 2008 with a light sentence. I said, there is no way he's going to off himself or unalive himself. I said, they took him out.
the medical examiner's office stood firmly by their conclusion and stated that those types of fractures can be seen in both self-unaliving suspension and a manual compression. So now you have 2 experienced forensic professionals looking at the same neck and not agreeing. And that's before we even talk about the ligature mark itself. But wait, there's more. Unfortunately, I have been on more calls than I can count where someone made the final irreversible decision using this exact method that allegedly Jeffrey Epstein did. Again, you catch my drift, what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes.
People in basements, closets, garages, outdoors, different temperatures, different materials. I have seen it over and over and over again. In fact, I had no idea how many people chose this method of goodbye until I worked corner calls. And there is one thing that is incredibly common in suspension cases like this. People almost always leave themselves a way to adjust the pressure. They kneel on their knees, they lean forward, they shift their weight into it. And that lean of the person is everything. You have to picture the gravity of the situation, literally, okay? When someone leans forward into that position, gravity pulls downward on the body and then upward on the material. You following me? The mark or the wound, right? It doesn't just sit straight across the middle of the neck.
No.
It tracks upward. It climbs and it
That's what I've
moves towards the point
Yep,
of
that's what
suspension.
I've seen.
Often you'll see it like angling
Yep,
up
that's what
behind
I've
the
seen.
ear,
She's right
up
on that.
toward the jawline, because the body is pulling against it.
Yep.
That upward movement is extremely common. That is what I've seen. That's what we see.
That's
I
what
almost
I've
wish I could
seen.
take my hands and
I've never seen anything straight
I don't even
across.
know. Like, you would see it. When I look at that image that Jeffrey Epstein's brother provided in that interview,
straight
what
across.
stands out to me is that the marking appears more mid-neck
Look.
and pretty much horizontal,
It's not
right?
up
It doesn't
over
present
here.
with that strong
It's not
upward
up there.
tracking that I am used to seeing in cases where someone has leaned forward into a suspension point. There even appears to be what looks like a secondary pattern behind
You
it.
see
I mean,
it?
correct me if I'm wrong, but
See
I
it?
think it looks that way.
Look.
Almost like a
One,
layered
two,
compression.
see
Now,
it?
could there be explanations for that? Sure. Bodies are complex and different materials behave differently. But based on my experience, if someone were positioned the way his brother described, because in the interview, he describes how Jeffrey Epstein's
3
body
neck
was found.
fractures,
And just in
exactly.
case you missed that, I want to reiterate it really
Took him
quickly.
with
Jeffrey
his mouth.
Epstein's buttocks was suspended from the ground when the guards walked in that morning. His feet were out in front of him and he had to be cut down. Again, I would expect to see more upward
Yep.
angulation from the photos, and I just don't see that here. And that's
Nope.
the part that makes me pause the most, because the body doesn't lie. People do. So now we need to talk about the CPR. Circling back, because this part bothers me too. If someone has been without circulation for hours, and again, Dr. Baden is suggesting a possible earlier time of death, the body does not feel freshly collapsed. It cools. The skin
Yep,
changes.
rigor
Blood
mortis.
starts
Yep.
settling. The body starts doing what bodies do when they've been gone for a bit. And I'm sorry, but if you've ever been around a person who has clearly been deceased for a while, you know. You just know. You look at them and you know. So when I see photos of active compressions being performed
no
on
sense.
Jeffrey Epstein's body, and then it was photographed, like documented in the back of the ambulance,
Wait a minute. She has a point there. If he had been, why would you even do the compressions? Because the death was earlier. His body would have been cooled. Rigor would have started setting in or had set in. That makes no sense. Why are you photographing it? JL, I think you're right. They faked the death.
I have so many questions. So you cut him down and then you thought, let's publicly wheel him out of here. We got to document this. I mean, there was some intern in the back of an ambulance and then they're like, hey, grab the camera. Do you see what I mean? It just seems so weird to me. Because this
my
death
God.
isn't some random person on the sidewalk who collapsed. This is supposed to be a locked federal facility. There are high profile inmates in there. This is supposed to be a controlled environment. If someone had been in the position that Jeffrey Epstein was found for a significant
Susie,
amount
I'ma
of
have to
time,
watch
there are
her.
going to be
Thank you.
physical indicators that he is no longer with us. That's just physiology.
See,
That's not
and that's what I said. I said that the other day, Drea. I said his arm tattoos when they were showing the body. But then I saw where there's this red stuff, like they were lasering, like he had sessions of lasering to remove those tattoos. I didn't see that on those photos that I looked at. I didn't see that.
conspiracy. That's how bodies work. And then we're told he may have been gone for roughly hours before his body was discovered. So now I'm supposed to believe we have a potentially hours deceased individual cut down from suspension, placed on a gurney, active compression happening, and someone is also documenting it. That is not something the public is used to seeing. Is it impossible? No.
And the
Is
color
it
would be
typical?
different.
Also, no.
Exactly.
But when you add that to everything else, the earlier incident, the removal from watch protocol, the cellmate being gone, the missing checks on the inmates, the camera malfunction, it doesn't calm the narrative, it makes it louder. I'm not saying I know exactly what happened in that cell, but I am saying that when
a pale white woman, okay? We were all in the hospital and we're watching everything beep, 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 and then it would go up, and then all of a sudden it went down, 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 and yeah, her color started changing.
I look at the totality of
God.
this medically, mechanically, procedurally, is that a
cover-up.
word? Anyways, it does not feel clean.
No,
and then on top of
it's
everything,
not.
you're going to tell the public that a high-profile federal inmate died alone in his cell and there's no camera footage? We're talking about a
Bullshit.
federal facility, not a motel, not a storage unit, a locked,
him out.
monitored housing
And
unit.
Yasleen knows they took him out. That's why she's not trying to talk. That's why she didn't testify. That's why she wouldn't give up the information she does have. She knows that they're trying to take her out because, after all, her father, like I told you guys, was he was stated, hi, Cajun Brandy. He was stated to be an embezzler. Supposedly, he jumped off a cliff. No one's ever found his body. And her two brothers or three brothers were left to try to pay off all the debt and everything that he had. Oh my God.
And yet the camera that would have captured direct activity directly outside of his cell,
Yep.
the one that would have shown who came and who went, who approached the door and who didn't, it wasn't functioning properly that night. Now, there were other cameras in the facility,
Exactly,
cameras that
Rainbow.
showed the guard station, cameras that showed other angles, but the specific camera angle that would have given the clearest view of that tier, corrupted, gone, unavailable. And I need you to
Oh my
understand.
God. I'm sorry. I never ever thought about the fact that they said that he was found in his cell hanging. Hi, Wicked Wisdom. I never thought about that. Never ever ever thought about that. Why are you doing chest compressions on a body that was deceased for a while? And you can tell that if so, either you just found him and you were doing the chest compressions, or he had been dead for a while, because we just heard there is a discrepancy in his time of death, and the coloring of his skin that we've seen, because I've shown the photos, doesn't make any sense.
Why that fuels speculation. Because if everything is exactly
should
as it's
be
always
Wicked
been
Wisdom.
presented, if this was just a straightforward case of a man
Wicked, I
unsubscribing
haven't
in
forgotten about
custody,
you,
then
so
video
I'm
would
trying to
quiet the
reschedule
noise. Video would
everything.
answer questions. Video
So I'll
would
let you
end
know.
most of the debate. But instead, we're told that the footage that would have mattered the most isn't usable. Is that impossible? No. Cameras malfunction, technology fails. But in a case
But right
already
at his
layered
cell,
with missing
that
everything,
makes
it
no
just doesn't
sense.
help anything. It doesn't settle
And the
anything.
fact that they fired the guards, then they settled and then brought them back, doesn't make any sense to me. I think he's out there too, Marcia, doing the same
It
shit.
adds another wrinkle. And I need to say this clearly. I'm not a medical examiner. I did not perform this autopsy. I am looking at a photo that was shared publicly, but I have seen a lot of these types of markings in my career.
She's a
And when I
mortician.
look at this one, something about the way it presents
And
feels
she's right.
different than
If
what
you
I'm used to
hang
seeing
yourself,
with a
it's going to be angled. It'll be up, not straight across. If you look at the photos of Aaron Hernandez, you will see there's a difference, and he's a lot bigger. Someone took him out. They were behind him, strangling him. And JR pointed out, she pointed out, 3 different markings on the neck. He was fighting something. Now, I saw that big bruise. It looked like it was being unlasered, but he could have been fighting. Oh my
soft
God.
material
And then he
like
had
a sheet.
parole,
Sheets are
bail
fabric.
hearing
They
coming
have
up.
give to them. Even when they're twisted up, they don't usually leave a super sharp, almost
Nope.
layered looking compression unless something very specific is happening. And what
Yeah,
catches my
somebody was
eye in this
behind him.
image is that it looks pronounced, almost patterned. There's that main band across the front and the middle, and then what almost looks like a secondary area or line behind it.
Mhm.
Now, could that be from repositioning? Could that be from how high it was tied? I mean, again, bodies are complicated, but when I hear bed sheet and then I look at that marking, my brain doesn't immediately go, yep,
Yeah, it's a
that
sheet.
tracks.
Yep,
It just
he's
makes
right.
me look a little harder. I don't believe it. Before I wrap
He's
this up,
right.
I do want to say something that I've been thinking about. Mark Epstein is his legal next of kin, and Mark Epstein knows where his brother is buried. It's kind of secretive. There's no public record of cremation, which means technically, if he wanted to, Mark Epstein could request an additional autopsy. He could have another full forensic examination done. He could even have Dr. Baden oversee it again. That option exists. So I do find myself wondering, why hasn't that happened? Now, I'm not saying that means something sinister. Exhumations are expensive and they're
But
emotional.
was he buried? Because when you release the body from the hospital, it's released to a funeral home. And That is public record. That cannot be redacted. When you release a body from autopsy, it states release to whatever the mortuary is. Ooh, damn,
They
Brandy.
reopen wounds. There are very real reasons someone might not want
That's
to
what
go
I
through
said
that,
too,
and I
JL.
understand that.
He was too arrogant. Look at what he got away with in 2008. They had him on procuring a child for prostitution in 2008. I said 18 months. He served 13 months. What makes him think, or why would he take himself out now when it was a child and you got 13 months? He
But
wouldn't kill
when you
himself.
publicly question the findings and you have the legal ability to pursue another examination, it's a fair thing for people to ask
Yeah,
about.
why not
Nobody's
do it?
asking it, so I guess I will. And I think this is where the bigger conversation comes in. I keep seeing talks of people saying, why are Americans still obsessed with this case? Why does this keep coming up? Because this Jeffrey Epstein case hits differently. This wasn't just a random criminal. This was someone connected to powerful, wealthy, well-known people. Names we recognize, institutions we were taught to trust. And when someone like that dies in federal custody under layers and
I got
layers
chills
of
now.
weird circumstances, people don't just move on. For a lot of Americans, this felt like one of the first moments where they looked at the system and thought, wait,
No,
is
I didn't see-
everything
Hi,
as solid
Tyra.
as we
I
think it
didn't see that
is?
video,
And whether
but I
you
just
believe the
heard about
official
it.
ruling or if you question it, the
And-
reason this case
matter of
won't
fact,
go
Rita
away
sent it
is
to me.
because
So
it
let me go
feels
pull it.
unresolved. Coincidence after coincidence after coincidence. At some point, people stop calling it coincidence or random,
Exactly,
and they just start
Rainbow.
calling
To
it
prove
strange, because it is
that
strange.
he's
And that doesn't mean every theory online is correct, but it does mean the public isn't crazy for asking questions. So, if there are documents you've seen that I haven't, if there are details you think I should break down more, put them in the comments, because whether this was exactly as ruled or whether
Okay, I'm gonna
history
pull it
eventually
as soon as
sees
she
it differently,
finishes.
the mechanics matter. And right now, the mechanics don't feel good. I don't
Nope.
like it. I don't know why more people aren't talking about this autopsy photos. So I don't deal in rumors. I deal in bodies, and bodies tell stories.
Yes,
when I
they
look at the
do.
timing, the markings, the fractures, the
Rhea.
handling, it doesn't read simple to me. I have more questions than answers. Maybe one
Rhea,
day
could
we'll
you
have
drop it
every
again?
piece of
It's
this puzzle,
gone.
and if more files drop, you already know I'll be
Hold on.
back and we'll go through them together. But until then, I'll just keep looking at the science. So make sure you're subscribed, because if this case teaches us anything, it's that the details matter. And around here, we always read the details, and I don't believe in coincidences.
I agree with you. Hi, Lauren. Okay. I need to find Drea. Could you drop that for me one more time, please? It went way up and I can't find it. I don't believe he's dead. After hearing that, and then what she said makes so much sense. Why are you doing compressions? Why is someone taking photos of this in the ambulance? Why is this being done if he had been deceased for quite some time? Okay, Drea, that's okay. I have it. 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 Viral video shows. Okay, where's the video? I have the article, but I don't have the video. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, there's no video attached to it, so I'm going to have to go find it. So in this statement right here, they're saying, is Yasmin Maxwell really free? I told you she's in Texas. Well, that's where she reportedly is. A video circulating online since February 21st, 2026 shows a woman in Quebec, Canada, resembling Maxwell's sparking widespread rumors of her release to escape. So they're saying that's Yasmin right there. But where's the video? They said that the prisons has no release or transfer, which don't mean shit, The Justice Department has issued no statements linking her to Canada, and her attorney has not confirmed freedom. Statistics from the Bureau indicate over 150,000 federal inmates strike daily, with Maxwell's profile unchanged. Registered number zero, status in custody. Past hoax like 2022, citing rumors, followed similar unverified videos, but BOP logs consistently affirmed her detention. No court overturned her 5 convictions upheld in September 2024. So I guess I need to see the video. I need to see the video. Oh, God. Okay. I need to see the video. Okay. I'm going to see where I can find that video at. But they're saying that there is no release, which doesn't mean anything because, after all, Epstein is supposedly dead. So, anyway, Drea, do you have the video itself so we can take a look? Oh, okay. Okay, I see it, Drea. Okay, it's on TikTok. God damn it, I got to go to TikTok. Hold on, let me go to TikTok so I can pull this up. Let me go to my messages. Okay, let me go to TikTok. Let's take a look at this. I said I was leaving. This shit, I am down a rabbit hole now. Thank you guys. I'm reading all this shit. I was up late reading all this shit last night. Drea. Jeffrey Dean sent me another message. Okay. All right. So hold on. Let me pause this. I don't think, no. Hold on. Let me pause. Let me share this with you guys. I don't think that's her. But it looks just like her. Hold on. Let me go back here. Okay.
Gillen? Do I know you? You know Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
See, her nose has a bigger bump on the side. Look. The chin.
Gillen? Do I know you?
Are her teeth different?
You know Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
She could have lost weight.
Gillen?
See, she had that chin.
Do I know you? You know Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
Oh, he said I used to order pizza off her. What? Oh my God. This is the 21st, yesterday.
Gillen? Do I know you?
I'm trying to get a picture of the brother so I can look at
You know
Maxwell.
Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
Okay. Let's stop there. Let's go look at Kevin. Okay. Let's look at Kevin. Okay. Let's look at Kevin Maxwell. Hold on. Let's look at Kevin Maxwell. Let's see if that guy looks like Kevin. Come on. Kevin Maxwell. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. They're saying it looks like him. Okay, this is Kevin. He does look like Kevin, though. This is Kevin Maxwell. That's Kevin. Let me make this bigger. Oh, hold on. He filed bankruptcy. Oh, hold on. Let me stop sharing. Let me share this one again. Hold on. He filed bankruptcy. Okay. So this is her brother. Oh my God, he does look like him. Hold on, let me move this over here. That guy she was with does look like him. When was this? This was September 5th, 2025. The guy that was in that video, does he look, he looks a little younger than that, doesn't he? Okay, yes, I'll add her. Okay. Okay. So I just sent a request. Okay, I just sent a request. If you're listening, yes, I did it. Um okay. Okay, I sent requests. All right. So anyway, I am, see, this is confusing me now. That's the brother. What do you guys think? Does that look like the guy in that video? She did interview Virginia. She did answer. Thank you, Susie, for pointing that out. She's so used to answering to her name. So if somebody calls you out, you're gonna turn. Okay, I found it, Dre. I'm sorry I was way behind. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to examine that video again. God damn. Okay, hold on a second. Let's examine this one more time. This is crazy. This is crazy. That does look like her brother. That does look like her brother. And when they called her, you know what? Drea, I think we're on to something here. I think you're right. I think it's her. But they're not going to show what she's released, especially if they're trying to cover it up. They're not going to do that. Why would they? All right. Okay, let's take one more look at this and then I am out of here. Hold on. Let's take another look. Look. Let's do it one more time for the Vine. Okay, let's take a look. Drea, got my messages. It's taking forever to load. Okay, let's take one more look at this video. Open up. Okay, let's share. Let's share this one more time. Let's take a look at this video.
You wanna Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order Hello Pizza off her.
That, oh, see, but he looks like a younger version of her brother. I don't know, guys. What do you
Gillen?
think?
Do I know you? You wanna Gillen?
No, sorry.
No?
Yeah, but
Oh, I
Life
used
Touch
to
says they
order
had
Hello
nothing to
Pizza
do
off
with
her.
Epstein. I have that on my list, and I did do some digging. The company put out a statement, and but they're saying the CEO was involved. So I am looking into that one too.
Gillen? Do I know you?
Yeah.
You wanna Gillen?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order Hello Pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
Wait a minute. Prime Minister Mark Carney, the new Prime Minister? 69 times. Okay, I'm going to search
Gillen?
his name.
Do I know you?
DOD files here. Mark Carney. Okay, so guys,
You know Gillen?
No,
we're
sorry.
gonna see.
No?
This
Oh, I
is a
used to
rabbit
order
hole.
Hello Pizza off
I've
of her.
been jotting down files, page numbers, especially things don't use logic on Andrea. Jeffrey Epstein. Hope to seed human race.
Gillen?
Ugh.
Do I know you?
Okay, guys. So that's what we
You know
have. I
Gillen?
don't know if that's her. From the looks of it, it could be her. They're saying that she's still in custody, which I don't believe. We need to find somebody inside the facility that knows what's going on, which we're never going to do that, and find out because Jen Shaw, because they were showing Jen Shaw all the time when she's walking on the yard. Let's think about it. There were pictures of Jen Shaw walking on the yard, and she was in federal custody at the same facility, Bryan, Texas, right down the street from Texas Women University, right down the street from the women's prison. Is Texas Women's University. So they were showing Jen Shaw walk in the yard, everything. Have we seen any pictures lately of Yasmin Maxwell walk in the yard or exercising? Yes, I did. And I need to get a hold of Deputy Day because Cosme, I don't think there is there at all, no pictures. I don't think she's there. When I was thinking about Jen Shaw and all the pictures, because the reporters were always out there taking pictures of her doing her daily walks or out there in the yard with people. I haven't seen any pictures of her. Girl, this is federal. This is federal. Federal. Ooh. Ooh. No, he won't tell me. Sorry. It's federal. Do you know what it's like having a son that's in the know and don't tell you shit? And I get it. He values his job. But it's federal. Jen Shaw is free because we saw her released. We saw her walk out. We saw her released from prison, but we didn't see Andy Cohen do an interview with her. Cosmic, I sent you a request. Oh, okay. You sent me a video. Hold on. Um. Hold on a second. Hold on, because I just sent you a request. Hold on. Let me go look. All right. Let's see. Mary Crosby's son is back. He was released. And now he's facing new charges. Oh, God. Stay out of jail. Cosmic, I don't see it. I don't see it. Can't tell shit. I know you won't tell anyone, but he won't tell me shit. I sent Ann video to send. Okay, you sent it to Ann. Hold on. So let me go to Instagram. Hold on a second. Let me go to Ann. Okay. Let me see. Oh. Hold on. Did you send it to her this morning or did you send her the other day, Cosmic? Because I see she sent me a video the other day. I'm sorry. I'm bad at checking stuff lately. I really am. But okay, so I did watch Potomac, okay? Part 2 is tonight. I also watch, if you guys are not watching Suddenly Amish, oh my God. Heidi Tiki Talk. Okay, if you guys haven't watched Suddenly Amish, my God, I am hooked on this show. If you're not watching it, please watch it. These people, Drea shared a video. Hold on. Oh, I got another video. Oh God, hold on. Hold on, let's look. Okay, so let's look at this one real quick.
She literally did a double take when he said Ghislaine. Closely. It's
Hold
not
on.
just Ghislaine Maxwell, but her brother too, both spotted in Canada. Or is it the Goblin Alan Dershowitz? Watch closely.
Do I know you?
Same teeth, same nose, same hooding of the eyes, same lips, same laugh lines. We already know this isn't the same person. She literally did a double take when he said Ghislaine. Closely.
Do I know you? Do I know you?
Is this why she was moved to a new prison? And the prison gives her an umbrella so we can't see her face when we take photos? And if you haven't
Bullshit.
seen the melodramatic footage of her pacing around in her cell, it doesn't even look like her. It's some other woman. No, sorry.
No.
It's even the same eyebrow arch. You guys, I'm totally convinced.
Oh my
It's the
God.
same person. What is she doing in Quebec? I'm pretty much convinced that Epstein is alive and this biatch is out of prison too.
Oh, you hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really? That's the brother.
That is her
And is it the
brother.
brother or is it Alan Dershowitz? Because I really can't make up my mind because this is an older photo.
Remember, Alan Dershowitz he was in that Epstein stuff, and he was testifying also on what he knows. Oh my God.
Like years back when she was first in court. So he could have aged, but also he looks like the gremlin Alan Dershowitz. Somebody who thinks who is it? Oh, and all of this conveniently happened the same day that Andrew was arrested in his hometown. You know, the king's brother, King Charles over there on the other side of the world. It's not just Ghislaine Maxwell, but her brother too, both
Oh
spotted
my-
in Canada. Or is it the
Oh my God. Hold on.
I'm just sitting here in bed and stumble upon this video of Ghislaine Maxwell in Quebec, Canada. I'm going to show it to you right here.
Ghislaine? Do I know you? You know Ghislaine?
No, sorry.
No? Oh, I used to order hella pizza off of her.
Oh, really?
She always delivered, yeah.
I don't know about you, but to me, this looks a hell of a lot more like
That's her.
Ghislaine Maxwell than this person
That's
that they
not
showed us
her.
last week.
Is that the prison photo?
Weird, huh?
That's not her.
I'm just sitting here in bed and stumble upon this
Hold
video
on.
of
Was
Ghislaine
that her
Maxwell.
prison
This
photo?
looks a hell of a lot more like Ghislaine Maxwell than this person.
That's not her. The nose is totally different. The mouth is different. The chin is different. That's not her. Is that the prison photo they're showing of your? That's not her. Oh my God, that's not her. I just started watching Industry. I just started watching that yesterday. But I'm telling you guys right now, and then there's another show called Hunting Party. It's really, really, really good. Happy Sunday, Anne, how are you doing? Cosmic, I'm believing she's not there. That is not her in that prison photo. No problem, Anne. No problem. I'm getting ready to end. No problem. I was hoping you would go live today. That lady on the street is her teacher. I do believe that. This is not Ghislaine Maxwell. You can see the nose and everything is totally different. How do I enlarge this? I forgot how to enlarge shit on TikTok now. I haven't been on here in a while. That is not her. That is not the same woman. The eyes are different, period. You don't change your eyes. The nose is totally different. That's not her. Look at the chin. That's not her. Guys, we're being duped. Yeah, go live and talk about housewives. I'll come up because I've been watching. I need to get a hold of Debbie. Because with everything that's been going on, JFK Jr. and Caroline on Hulu has been really good too. Okay. That is not the same person, Payne, at all. Hold on. Let me see. Can I get a picture of her in jail? Hold on. Let me see her jail photo. That's not her. I would have at least taken a picture of her, but they're supposed to do pictures every year. Yesleen Maxwell, prison photo. Let's get a better look. This was 6 days ago. Okay, there is pictures of her working out in a Florida prison. Okay, hold on. Let me stop sharing this. Let me go share here. Now they're saying that this is her working out in a prison, and this was 6 minutes ago. TMZ. Oh no, that was 31 weeks ago. 31 weeks ago. They're saying that this is her working out in prison. Okay, hold on. Let me, damn it, I need to share because I blew it up. I don't know why it just doesn't keep it. Okay, so here's what they're saying. They're saying that this is Yasleen. That might be her there. That looks like her there. How long ago was this? This was July 15th, 2025. So I'll believe that this is her right there. I believe that's her right there. Same height. That's her right there. There, this is in July of 2025. How come we haven't seen any more photos since then? How come we haven't seen any photos since then? When Jen Shaw was locked up, there were pictures of her everywhere. You mean to tell me that TMZ is not interested in what Yasleen Maxwell is doing now? Seriously? Seriously, I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. So again, we'll see what happens if the DOJ comes out with a fake ass story like Pam Bondi always does. Probably why she's ignoring the victims, but we'll see. Again, I'm going to pull some more photos and cross reference them with the with the DOJ doc numbers, and let's see where we go from there. But this is sad. But yes, I saw the video to search her street pic and it came up. It's 100% her. And I believe you, Drea. Yes, I did. That's her. That's her. Okay. I saw that Eric died. Okay. And I saw he did an Instagram um message and was released after he died. Um this is all crazy. Where is the video that he did? Um I just saw it. It was released. It was on Instagram 2 days ago. Is this the one? It was on Instagram. But I want the video. Eric didn't. Yeah, oh God. IG video. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Is he going to play it? Okay, I don't know what's going on with my mouse is getting stuck. Let's see videos. Okay, Eric Dane's heartfelt message to his daughters and the world. Hold on a second. I have it. I have it. It was on Instagram because I saw it. And hold on. I'm pulling this up. Okay, let's.
Tried. Overall, we had a blast, didn't we? I remember all the times we spent at the beach. The two of you, me, and Mom in Malibu, Santa Monica.
Oh, damn.
Santa Monica, Hawaii, Mexico. I see you now playing in the ocean for hours, my water babies. Those days, pun intended, were heaven. I want to tell you 4 things I've learned from this disease, and I hope you won't just listen to me. I hope you'll hear me. First, live now. Right now. In the present.
I don't think you're
It's
blocked,
hard,
but
but
I'll
I
check,
learned to
Catherine.
do
I'll
that.
check because I just sent you a
For
follow
years, I would
request.
wander off mentally, lost in my
So you
head
can't
for
be blocked
long
because I
chunks
saw
of
you.
time, wallowing in worry and self-pity, shame, and doubt.
Tara is
And replay
disgusting.
decisions,
What she did to Jay and all of
second-guess
them is sick.
myself. I should have done this, I never should have done that. No more. Out of pure survival, I am forced to stay in the present. But I don't want to be anywhere else. The past contains regrets. The future remains unknown. So you have to
You're
live
welcome,
now.
Louisa, in the high ride. I'm sorry I'm
The
behind
present is
10
all
minutes.
you have. Treasure it. Cherish every moment. Second, fall in love.
You too,
Not
Louisa.
necessarily with a person, although I do recommend that as well. But fall
I
in love
will,
with
Brand.
something. Find your passion, your joy. Find the thing that makes you want to get up in the morning.
Oh,
Drive you
this is
through the
gut
entire
wrenching.
day. I fell in love for the first time when I was about your age. I fell in love with acting.
Yeah, I'll come up,
That
and
love
if you go
eventually
live.
got me through my darkest hours, my darkest days, my darkest years.
Bruce
I still
Willis.
love my
Okay,
work.
I'll check
I
his
still
name
look
too.
forward to it. I still want to get in front of a camera and play my part. My work doesn't define me, but it excites me. Find something that excites you. Find your path, your purpose, your dream. Then go for it. Really go for it.
I thought Parkinson's take
Third,
you out fast too, but my
choose
computer is
your
not
friends
still here.
wisely. Find your people and allow them to find you. And then give yourselves to them. The best of them will give back to you.
Oh my God.
No judgment, no conditions, no questions asked. I'm so thankful for my very close family and friends.
Okay, right
Every
now.
single one has stepped up. I can't do even the little things I used to do. I can't drive around town, go to the gym, get coffee, hang out. I've learned to embrace alternatives. My friends come to me, we eat together, watch a game, listen to music. They don't do anything special, they just show up. That's a big one. Just show up. And love your friends with everything you have. Hang on to them. They will entertain you, guide you, help you, support you, and some will save you. Finally, fight with every ounce of your being and with dignity. When you face challenges, health or otherwise, fight. Never give up. Fight until your last breath. This disease is slowly taking my body, but it will never take my spirit.
Rest in peace, Eric.
The two of you are different people, but you're both strong and resilient. You inherited resiliency from me. That's my superpower. You knock me down, I bounce right up and I keep coming back. I get up again and again and again. Mark says I'm like a cat, except a cat has 9 lives and I'm on number 15 easily. So when something unexpected hits you, and it will because that's life, fight and face it with honesty, integrity, and grace,
Oh my God.
even if it feels or seems surmountable.
Yep, I agree with that.
I hope I've demonstrated that you can face anything. You can face the end of your days. You can face hell with dignity. Fight, girls, and hold your heads high. Billy in Georgia, you are my heart. You are my everything. Good night. I love you. Those are my last words.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that sent chills through me. Okay, guys. And I hate to say this, but on that note, I'm gonna go. I don't know what you guys are cooking for dinner today, but I stuffed a roast last night. I'm starting to get an appetite, so when I said I wanted a roast, I stuffed a roast last night. I put it in the oven before I went live. I didn't put it in an Instapot. Um, oh my God, rest in peace. And I hope his daughters take heed to what he had to say. I also found a YouTube channel that has all the Jersey Licious and Big Rich Texas uploaded in case anyone needs a palate cleanser. Thank you, Rainbow. Guys, thank you for being here. I appreciate the support. I really, really do. And again, I've jotted down notes on what I need to take a look at. This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing has really, really, wait a minute. This whole Jeffrey Epstein thing is taking me so I'm just putting in names of different people, and when I see them pop up, I go and I research. I did put Woody Allen in there. He's in there, and my sister and her. So I will go back and I'll take a look at some stuff. I wrote down Bruce Willis. I have Chris Tucker's name down from when I just saw him in the photographs. I have Mark Carney's name down. I will go check him out. But again, I dropped the DOJ link and I'll drop it again. Um, and when you go to the site, the only thing you have to do is put in people's names that you're looking for to see if any documents come up. And that's it. And then you have access to everything. Um, I love you, Rainbow. Everybody have a happy, happy Sunday. I will talk to you guys later. And I'm going to honestly try to stick to content. That's it. That's what I promised myself. And I'm going to try my best to stick to it. Okay. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.